Mr.Falcon!
A few months ago, I made a video talking about a bunch of new Weekly Shonen Jump manga, and with that being a fun video to make, I wanted to keep making more of them. However, since my last Jump video, there have been at least 10 new Jump series to talk about, and if I'm being completely honest here, a lot of them I found pretty average. And making a big video mostly talking about series you find average just wouldn't be a fun video to watch or make. So I decided to still follow what's new on Shonen Jump, but make videos for the series I personally find fun and interesting that hopefully won't be a victim of the mighty Shonen Jump axe. Funnily enough, just like in my previous video on new Jump series, my favorite new series currently on Jump is another gag comedy, this time being Me and Roboco. Taking place in the seemingly far-off future of 20XX, everyone has caught on to the latest craze that is order maids, which are pretty much just cute robot maid girls. Everyone has one except our main character, Bondo. Tired of being out of the loop, he begs his mom for one, and while he's successful, the order maid he winds up with is Roboco, who is far from your typical order maid, in being very bulky, clumsy, and also indestructible. Making Bondo question just what exactly is Roboco? But the series never dives too hard into that and mainly follows the two and their family and friends in all sorts of hijinks. Now I felt that I had to really promote this one since while Jump has always had comedy series in its lineup, they never quite get the same amount of attention compared to their more popular action series the magazine is known for. And with Roboco being a gag series with a very retro art style similar to something you'd find from Fujiko et Fujio of Doraemon fame, I figured at least in the Western fan base, Roboco is going to be skimmed over by many, but it most definitely shouldn't as it's a hilarious series that is surprisingly endearing, along with a ton of passion and love for Weekly Shonen Jump itself. Comedy is the main appeal of the series, and while comedy is definitely subjective, for me personally I found this series to be a knockout. At the very least, each chapter had me smile throughout, and at the most making me laugh out loud a few times. Which for me is a sign for a good comedy, especially when I'm still laughing to myself as I downloaded pictures to use in this video. The comedy is a healthy mix of Jump references and parodies, over-the-top scenarios and misunderstandings, just weird moments, as well as a good amount of running gags, like how Bondo's mom carries a kitchen knife with her everywhere she goes, for some reason, Roboco's oddly scenario-specific panties, as well as insistence that her bulky knees are her main selling point, which gets taken on a whole new level in one chapter where she tries modding herself to seem more cute, which just winds up turning her into a giant bulky knee with plans on fusing all order maids on Earth to create one giant knee for the planet. Which, considering the series' focus on knees and Jump's younger target audience, I sort of wonder if knee fetishes are just going to become more prevalent in the future if this manga continues. However, the most amount of laughs and smiles I get out of this series come from Bondo's two friends, Matsuo and Gachi Gorilla, who at first just look like the typical shithead bullies you'd find in old school comedy manga, but it turns out they're actually the sweetest friends a person could ever ask for, constantly providing words of respect and encouragement for Bondo and really anyone in their path. And these guys just never fail to get me smiling, as it's just a double whammy of positive vibes from them, with the contrast of their menacing looks and wholesome actions just being really funny, but alongside that I just can't help but smile due to just how genuinely kind they are, so much so it just becomes comedic in itself. Matsuo is a rich kid but never really makes a big deal out of it, and is actually bogged down by his family to be some sort of elite one day, which causes him to go through a lot of studying, which he actually pushes himself to the limit to finish just so he could spend the afternoon with his buddies, which is really sweet. But that's nothing compared to the wholesome angel that is Gachi Gorilla. Bless this sweet monkey boy. He's easily the kindest character of the series, going out of his way to help his friends and really anyone that he meets. This boy can do no wrong. Everyone needs a Gachi Gorilla in their life, as well as just strive to be as pure as him. Outside these two characters though, the series can honestly be oddly wholesome, which you wouldn't expect from it at first, but there are plenty of chapters showing the characters going out of their way for each other and making new friends. But this odd wholesome love also extends to Shonen Jump itself, as the series will dedicate entire chapters to celebrating the success of other Jump manga, whether it be having a volleyball-focused chapter close to the end of Haikyuu, a Promised Neverland parody doing the announcement of the live-action movie, or having the series creator himself, Shuhei Miyazaki, animate a parody of the first Jujutsu Kaisen ending featuring only Roboco, which is insanely cool that he did himself. But my favorite tribute the series has done has to be hands down the chapter that featured Ichiro Oda, the week of One Piece's big 1000th chapter, featuring a fish face Oda who rides around in a 1000 sunny jet and can knock everyone out with his insane haki. In the chapter itself, Gachi Gorilla's sister, who plans on becoming a great mangaka one day, gets some kind words of encouragement from Oda in a very similar way as Shanks did to Luffy in One Piece, which hit me extra emotionally that week after reading the One Piece chapter. Even looking back at the debut of this series, there was a color page that featured all of the current Jump leads running alongside Roboco, which at first I thought was just a funny little gag, but the more and more the series goes on, I just feel it was done completely out of love for Jump. Me and Roboco is an absolute delight. One that is hilarious with an infectious amount of love and passion put into it that I highly recommend. Don't let your first impressions steer you away, as I've seen so many people do this online, but I think once you give it the chance it deserves, you'll find a really fun and charming series that I personally look forward to every week, with it being the first series I read when the new chapters come out in the Jump app. I sincerely hope for the best for this manga. From what I could tell from the Jump rankings, the series has done somewhat well for itself. It's not constantly topping the charts, but it's going along pretty steady. Enough so that I feel it can last if it keeps up the pace, and hopefully maybe even succeed it one day. There's still other Jump titles that I look forward to every week that I can't wait to make a video for, but I really wanted to give Roboco the spotlight I feel it deserves. And with that, it is time to wrap up this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. As always, I am Mr. FalconPunch. Stay safe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.